NA's best chance of winning is if one of the experienced teams like Cloud9 or 100 Thieves or even NRG were to go through.
Yeah.
A team like EG going through the champions, I do not think is going to be good news for NA overall.
Is that EG?
Yeah, like a ton of different analysts and players think that EG is playing really well right now, but I do not see them doing the same thing on LAN. I just don't.
I think that's fair.
Another dodge out. So reposition again. They're kind of.
All right. Sentinels' defense on Ascent here. Shroud is Astra.
This could easily go back towards Cat. The push already in from Valen. And that may be the encroachment they need to get this positioning. And what a positioning move they have from Sentinels.
Wait, they're actually reading this so well. Wait.
Oh my! But it's Dapper. 2 kills.
Oh, that's a big. Oh.
Lining up a third one with the wall bang, and that's Tens on the other end just to hold it back off the rotation. Nets on his own on the lurk on mid, and
Shard got one.
Prime gaming flawless from Sentinels.
A few of the cleanest ghost shots we're going to be seeing here throughout the tournament. Dapper has always been an amazing sight holder in the 1v1s, the 2v1s. He thrives in these positions.
One tap.
Here,
One tap.
What is that second shot? Slowed down, it still seems fast, my man. Oh, and that one coming back through the Jenny gets a clip.
Jen is such a good position on pistol.
I would be like, Tens, you took my 4th. That's basically what happened.
It kind of just depends.
But yeah, that is a statement round coming in from Dapper. You can't say much about it. Guard really tried to work the map just to get shut down coming through.
You can get kind of owned playing back gen with the amount of mollies that the guard has.
It's a quick push outside the
It
aim,
sucks.
and it's already spiked down off the grab well.
It's very weird to me that the guard is playing Killjoy
Shroud is on the Astra too,
on this map and not Chamber.
Well, it's because Saya's playing Jet.
So what?
Get their own one-ways from Shroud here to make
I think you play Jet Chamber. Why not? Certainly you don't risk that Sentinel doesn't play KO to play Killjoy. This is what I was saying all of Masters. Like, you know exactly the comp the other team's playing, and you're still playing Killjoy when they run a KO. I think it's so troll. Wait.
It has been shown here by EG during stage 2. Retweaked and revamped as well.
Also dropping bomb at orb, probably not the best idea.
Yeah, that's a gimme run.
Still, dying with bomb for 10 seconds of the round, probably not what you want to be doing.
So there's just going to be a lot of utility that's going to bring out your opponents. And if everybody's so focused on trying to take you down on aim duels, then you're going to be able to ping so many players on his retakes %.
And I agree with you, but just going off of what Guard has been trying to do, either they've been playing Triple Initiator themselves on Ascent, or they play this comp with Saya on Jet and Net plays Killjoy. They have not been playing this comp with Saya on Jet and Net on Chamber.
Yeah, that's why it's weird. And that is a good Chamber. And to make him play Killjoy here, especially in such a heavy KO meta, especially in NA where it seems like every team plays KO in this map, I feel like it's I think it's troll. I just think it's so troll. Maybe they know something I don't know. It's possible. I'm not claiming to know everything, but I don't think that anyone can convince me that picking Killjoy into a KO is not troll. Maybe they can, but I don't think so.
Ooh. That's Tens. Crosshair placement broken, and Valen punishes him for that by being on top of those boxes. One of those little tricks that you actually see here that we actually haven't seen too
Isn't this like isn't this the new update too, where Killjoy Molly, or sorry, KO Molly goes through the wall now?
Finds a lot of comfort on Omen. Clutch situations,
yes.
first bloods.
That happened before Chamber.
No stranger
right?
to any of those.
I think so, yeah.
I believe
yes,
so.
it happened before Chamber. Yeah, Chamber nerf. Yeah, Chamber nerf's not actually out.
No, Chamber nerf. Yeah.
Yet.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Though it has been held by Nat. Seems like they want to get in. Nobody's really close to any alts. We're still so early in the game, but again, Guard try to play this time down.
Good info.
Find 2. That's big news.
I don't think he saw the guy close.
No.
Tried to get something at least on the A side. The underhand throw actually did catch Zelsis off guard, but there was support from Shroud.
They're playing retake B though.
They're on a bonus, so
this is a retake B.
I think it was just a fake, and they put everybody A. I don't think the intent was playing retake B.
Easy in, easy plant.
Maybe.
Let's see if they can get back out of the site here. It will help. Getting swarmed by all this utility will not be fun from Sentinels, and they'll know exactly how to use it. Doesn't look like they have much more than Net just on the crossfire. See how Sentinels get in.
Like if you're you're Sentinels now, do you feel like I just playing for exit?
No. Dude, how do they not kill that? And how do they have a death to that too? Oh, Net's gonna Net wins the round for them probably. Trent's alive. Dapper 1v1.
It's a 1 versus 1. We talked about Valorant and clutch, but it's not gonna work out. Dapper gets
he has time too. Dude, that is such a troll round by the guard again.
No one shoot the dart. How does nobody shoot the dart?
The dink as well. Not even a gun diff.
We call it
placement of the crosshair. What a back
chicken.
and forth.
Is what we used to say. I chicken.
Like, that's
which just means I kill a dart.
Hard to hold.
But they didn't kill a dart. Saya got spammed off of it.
By sentinels, and we saw the first kill was through a wall.
Even Trent getting 2 here is like
almost a deja vu for
so lucky for the guard. That should have been way cleaner for Sentinels, honestly.
And they're able to get the defuse.
Wow.
Round by Sentinels.
Wow.
They hold the bonus true, and they put guard back on a low buy.
Why don't you say dart? You just say chicken. This means you're killing the dart. Instead of I'm killing dart, you just say I'm chicken. Just faster, quicker.
Playing towards the A side, Xset with BCG and Def do a great job, but they have an Omen instead of an Astra. But we're still using the Astra in full force here with how we're currently placing.
Where's the face cam? This is an online tournament. It's not on land, so they don't have like a perma face cam. Shroud? Oh, I want a Shroud to kill 5 there.
Of course, a couple of pistols coming in though from the guard, just trying to at least get a plant down. That was also the Nightfall coming out from Dapper to get all of that information for Sentinel, so this is going to make things a little bit harder.
That's a good
for
suck.
the guard to get some economy in from a plant.
Okay, Jack.
Here comes the teabag. Yep. Dapper's bagging him.
Oh my word. Guard try to just pull
the good old Dapper.
There,
good old Dapper.
Absolutely rolled over. That's a pretty nice read. Like you said, Dapper on the ultimate to make sure that there isn't really anything to mess with. Make the round not even close. 7-0-8. He's actually been having a great series so far. Fragging out pretty hard and holding his own in situations. We already, if we recall
he'll be banned for teabagging? No.
Where he held back
what is it? That's not Apex.
Which allowed the team to get Nightfall. Just he seems to be
all right. Based on stats, this is a 69% chance
for the timeout, Vance,
for Sentinels to win this game.
The rounds that slipped away from him are
nice.
But what if, right? What if
refresh your stream? Am I behind?
Wall on Dapper, nope. Bonus doesn't go. Another round doesn't fold over. So it's not like you get to say that and come back. You have to figure out what to do now because Sentinels isn't going to make it any easier. A few
Dapper's 7-0-8. Wow.
Guard. Trent probably could get a Nightfall out if they encroach.
There's 20 kills to be had in 4 rounds, and he's there for 15 of them in some capacity.
One of them was after their round.
That's pretty crazy, actually.
But it seems like they're having trouble getting through Sentinels.
Well, that's it.
If you're the guard, what are you doing right now?
On A main on top of that. So
I mean, I think it's way too early to take a timeout. I think you go one more and then you time out.
They can't just get out of control though.
That's
if they lose this, then they're going to lose another eco, then it's going to become 6-0. Then Sentinels probably has an off for the following round, and it's going to be really hard.
So I feel like maybe a gelato late lurker.
I got something fast.
After actually this timeout, it's a paranoia to push through. And
okay, that was nice.
It's actually such like it's such a CS thing to take a pause and then go fast. And I'm surprised that like Shazam doesn't call like a stop or something like that.
So great timeout after all. But this
it's like always when a team would take a timeout, that team is probably going fast, and you try to just break their strat.
Map control gained.
Right.
Did the FPS on the stream like go down a ton during that fight for YouTube?
5v4 players able to get, and he stays alive.
It always looks.
It went to like 30 FPS for a minute.
Because my monitor is 2K, I don't actually like.
Maybe this time.
Not like $2,000. Like it's not 1920, so it just looks weird to me a lot. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
They're not gonna expect shot. Oh okay.
Off the seas and the fragment and a push from Trent.
All right, Trent.
Hard for the guard after this timeout, and that's
good pause. I mean, the pause won him around, so stop the bleeding.
You are right though. Every time there's a pause, you should be expecting a fast round.
It's just
or if you're on defense, like every time there's a pause, there's like a triple push out of B or A.
Yeah.
Nice. They clean this up, helping out the 5v4 versions.
It's such a CS thing.
And that was a great pressure.
And the guard's coach is a CS player. He was my coach when I was at the very end of CS on Rogue.
He was the one to push out as he gets pens on one. Called
Nice try.
Valen will stop that though in its tracks.
Nice try.
But yeah, Saya still with what 30 HP was the first to peak. They keep in order what they're supposed to do with this composition, and they follow up accordingly. And we saw Guard just pop.
I would like to see teams more play for exits sometimes.
So
just
really
trying to get
nicely
rid of
done,
guns and
keeping their
hurt the economy.
strategy in line, right? It's very easy to get the
Yeah.
It was like just throwing lives away and dying.
Yeah.
I think it's just a Valorant thing. People, sometimes it makes sense because you get your orbs.
Yeah, that's true.
You can push forward in the rest. So pushing 2 players inside A main.
What is this lineup?
Oh, Sentinels got and off and the Odin now.
Who's the guards coach? MCE.
To actually deny the aggressive pushes from Sentinels after losing A main. So nice little chess match on that previous round. This round here, very, very slow.
So they just went around going super fast, taking A main control, and they've lost every round going slow. So now what do? They win around going fast, and what do they do the round after? They go right back to going slow again.
You see the change up of Net's positioning.
I don't know about this one.
At the same time, you should expect an op this round.
You should.
You can't just run around and.
You don't have to run around. You can still like.
Look at that.
Oh my god.
Quick trade though.
How does that work for him?
I love it. And the spray back through the cloud burst, but the nightfall coming out on the attack. It does.
Valen is just TPing in and kind of inting a little bit. Oh, 2v2.
Really good.
Oh.
Immediately, the null command gets
Shreds.
He is resable though.
He doesn't realize it, but he is.
Looking back towards our front of the site. The real one to swing out, and that's
Smart of the guard to tap the bomb and then push together. Yeah.
To make sure that they get the kill. And that's 2 rounds now on the attack for the guard.
Clean play. I think just be collected was one of the.
Well, pretty similar to map 1. Sentinels doing really well at the beginning.
Just collect yourselves a little bit by the guard. Plays don't have to.
I don't know if set 10s could have pressed E fast enough there to TP out. Maybe.
What do you think about that?
But it seems
so
like they're
aggressive
just
there?
much more confident.
I think it's fine. I mean, he could have even gotten out. I think maybe he forgot that he was playing Chamber. He thought he was playing Jet. I don't know.
Are you sure? I think he got the kill and died like almost
the
exact
in the space. Guards still want it first, and here we see that win finally. Right?
There was like a
They're
hesitation
no,
for a
space
moment.
Is ours. We're taking
Wasn't
it.
there?
Stop smoking it. They actually put 4
I mean,
members
well, it
in
is online
immediately,
too. I don't know what
and
the
now they
servers are,
control
what the
that
pings
orb.
are,
They'll
but
back up and start to go
Yeah,
back to what
I will assume they're just Texas because I'm pretty sure the guard facility is in Texas somewhere, and Sentinels is
it's
that
definitely an
complexity.
aspect that isn't, I think, talked about as much, and Riot definitely doesn't want it to be shown. But the pings are like a huge factor in where the server is. And
Well, everyone just boot camps in Dallas or Austin or somewhere in Texas now. They have to, because you get 2 owned on ping if you don't. So I know for a fact Sentinels is in the complexity facility. I don't know where the guard is. They were in the Sentinels facility at the start of the year for a while, but it doesn't look like they're there anymore.
looks like they're in their own facility. I'd assume that'd be in LA.
Why? How, do they have their own facility?
Right here.
They
Oh.
have, I'm
The orb
pretty
gets
sure.
picked up. That's an immediate null command coming out from Jonah P to take the B side.
Oh.
Dapper. First headshot there with the
Dapper's
sheriff.
looking
That's
clean.
awesome right there. Valen trades it out. We have a site open for the
Guard is in
Red's
Minnesota
coming
right
out.
now,
So it's going to be back on a
so they're probably getting ping diff then
We talked
too.
about ultimate, so the op is still
I mean, that's a
available
big
for
deal.
tens. We still have a cosmic divide, but at this point, with all of them
Dude,
pulling
Minnesota
Wonder
is
if they
such a
tried to
random
force like
place.
Chicago or something.
it's going to have to be off utility in this.
I want them to press tab so I can see ping.
Or
They never will. Oh,
Zelsis.
wait, they might.
He has to get by the one way. Lane is the only fight he can take actually coming down. It's unfortunate
Very
because
nice
it does
one-way.
create the longer range.
0 point from Jonah T, spotted a few, so we know that we're committed to try to stop and contain the guard into the site off this pulse plant.
Oh,
And that's
good
the plan.
kills.
We never really wanted to go for the defuse in the first place. We just want to make it pricey. It works out
That's a
for
lot of
all these
damage.
kills. Good for 3 overall. And that's Trent continuing to build up kills.
Very
after
good damage for
kills that
Hiko,
we
yeah.
wanted Trent to
Yeah.
do as well. And now we
Sentinels. This is pause round for Sentinels probably, right?
Played a lot
You
of
got to
slow
stop the
play
bleeding the other way
in the
now.
past, but I'm liking
I
so
would-
far that
I
we're
think
fighting
so,
back
too.
and getting these numbers on a
Yeah,
fade.
you
Nightfall
reset,
ready
you win
into
this,
round
you know,
and
important
also
gun
one
round.
round away
Take a timeout
from
right
tying
now.
things up when they have the harder side.
Bro, what are y'all spamming in
Right,
chat?
it's not
What is
just the
this
agent. You get the
sussy?
same stuff out
copy
of Fade
paste?
that you kind of do out of Sova, but still seems comfortable just railing heads and taking rounds for the team. 4-3 here. A little closer to start off than we had on Breeze. Guard seem to be online right now. We'll see what they can produce for.
Very surprised Sentinels didn't pause. I guess they give it one more.
First time here, a little bit deeper rather. They have had peeks and checks.
Yeah, honestly, probably two. Like if they lose this, there you go.
Mid's been left open a lot of the time. One round, guard was able to test that. They haven't decided if it's going to be another cat.
Tree control, Nightfall
Oh, huge of Dapper to get out from that spot.
Just to try to take control of tree for the guard.
Actually, wait, what? That's Valen's. Why did Valen smoke the door? That's an Omen smoke. That was a free kill, and they just smoked the door and let him get out.
It's wild. Look at what Sentinels feel comfortable playing. Shroud is not moving. He is ready to play a double spot there, crossfire into sight, but he goes down on a trade. Now they have to consider what they can do. No controller on that side.
That was a nice little double swing out.
Spawn.
Outside of the Cloudburst 2. Zelda's down. Shazam off the rotation. This continues to be just nice from both of these.
That was close. They brought the bomb into spawn.
Dude, this is weird.
Exactly.
They didn't expect 10.
Oh, 10 don't lose those. 10 don't lose those. 10's never. You don't go to 10.
Lock it down here.
Why not just go to A? They killed Celsus in tree.
It was 2v3, right?
A fumble there.
They probably thought killing Shazam spawn peeking like that probably the last one.
Cleaning up and realizing the situation. I mean
Net put the alarm bot down, but they don't wait.
For the bot.
They don't wait. All they gotta do is wait like an extra second.
I mean, Tens would fire through a flash there if it was on the screen before he would try to rendezvous away. So the alarm bot's not gonna scare him. Yeah, really well played there. Just simple, kind of knew he could shoot. And a bit of a misplay by guard. That will haunt them coming into that round because they had positioning and they had numbers.
Dude, I don't care. Everything up to that round was bad by the guard, even though they were in the man up. Like that Omen smoke after the Fatal. Why do you Fatal into A site from Cat and then Omen smoke the door? I don't understand the reasoning there. Because that was definitely an Omen smoke and it let Dapper get away. I don't know if he killed one or not, but that was just weird. I don't know what's going on here. This is a clown fiesta.
It's still Tens holding the other end with a Vandal in front of B main.
Enemy tag. Throw now.
Going to switch tree to B.
Has been a little bit more apparent here from Sentinel in the last few rounds, but in goes Saya player. Great chaos created by the guard.
Yeah, a little bit of a bad placement off the rendezvous points, allowing Trent to get a second kill there onto Shazam. And there's the first. I mean, this is the first lockdown I think that I've seen this half. Coming out here from Trent, and that allows here Elise for the guard to play the pulse plan, and already
Good call.
Back into the A site to save.
Do you take a pause this round now?
Nicely done. And
I don't think this is a terrible pause round either.
Even though they have money, a lot of Breeze was plagued with them
it's
being
two
just shut
timeouts total, right?
That's how it was on Masters. So before, when end of last year, it was one pause a half and then an extra pause in overtime. This year, it's two pauses. You can use both in the same half. Doesn't matter. Two pauses in regulation, one extra pause in overtime, and that's it. So we saw it. Yeah, we saw in like the PRX teams, FPX, like they were calling both their timeouts first half, and they just don't have another pause for the rest of the game. But
that might have been one of the.
I assume it's the same here. I assume.
Nicely done. Them pushing through spawn was really able to get the trades.
I know the Riot probably wants to speed up the pace, and there's less rounds in Valorant than Counter-Strike, but I think each team should maybe get 2 timeouts per half.
You're singing music to Hector Frost's ears.
I feel like 1 timeout per half isn't enough.
There's just way more to account for in a game like this versus CS. Way more. Even if you drop, instead of being 30-second timeouts, even if they're 20-second timeouts or 25-second timeouts, and give each team another 2, I think I'd rather they reduce the time per timeout and add.
That's clean.
Yeah.
But no kills. At least good information.
Wait, that was a 3 hit. And this is
a hell of a lot of damage right there.
They don't have no heals either.
Already took basically a player out of the game.
Think he knows though?
But still they stand.
Think he saw?
Oh yeah, he saw he hit 3 of them.
How much does it slow them down? Right?
Could have been all bunched up, and maybe he thought maybe they only got 2.
Playing a generic strat with their KJ, and that's just going to hold the B tiles, but they're initiators on that side this time, so it becomes difficult. It's all up to Jonah P to get them in if they decide to go A. Prowler towards B main, and Sentinels have some great reads. They've pushed B main the first few rounds. This time it's just a Prowler, and they are stacked towards Spike's side right now.
0 point spotted 2 on the attack, at least holding, at least spotted 2 defenders as they threw the 0 point on the attack, courtesy of Jonah P. But it's still going to be the guard looking.
FPX would save at this point.
It's going to be a Nebula or a Gravwell. It's going to be a Nebula instead.
Shroud's in the perfect spot for this.
Has open season into the back of Hell, but unfortunately, as Saya's dancing inside the Cloudburst, Shroud falls.
It was
Now
some good
the
smokes
answer
there.
back. Tens with the Guardian, the first headshot. Shot darts coming in. Spike down now for the guard on the pulse plant. Two players play towards Hell.
Huge.
Dapper
Huge.
How? Dapper?
Now the Nightfall
Net with the mollies. Gotta stop. Kill the no shot. Kill, they kill the second one?
Double of them coming down, but it's still a 3 versus 1. Very difficult for Net to come back.
Yo, can somebody tell Tens that he has a Guardian in his back pocket that costs $800? We don't need to buy a Guardian. It's a lot of money you're wasting for a Guardian when you're chamber. I don't think I've ever, dude, I don't think I've ever seen a chamber buy a Guardian though.
It's so funny that he loves to pick that up, and he'll usually get a frag.
Yeah, he loves it though.
He does.
It works.
I mean,
He's using a different crosshair. He changed crosshair.
Headshot with a headhunter.
That's a mid-match crosshair change.
Why not go for a Guardian on top of that? Which
Dapper
is
getting
basically a
all
headhunter
3 Hell
and
is unbelievable there.
Yeah, it's he killed 1 gen and then killed 2 Hell.
There it is
Hence is
again.
a player that could do that.
6-4. Remember, we got a 7-5 first half on Breeze. These teams still testing each other great.
I think Raucus wants to save the timeouts for attack.
Paranoia is
kinda
exactly
I
what got
guess.
Guardian
How
from
he
that cat
approaching
side
that.
last time.
I don't know if I
Three.
love that, but
Here it's used quite early, and they aren't able to get too close of their own on an archway shot.
Can you explain why Dapper ulted? Just to try to find him, just to secure the round for sure.
Allowing the null command to come out here on the attack. Zelsa's dancing around,
Oh.
but it's still going to be the guard opening it up towards the A site. Dapper's going to have to.
It looks kind of like Zelsa's was like hearing comms or like calming, and he kind of like fell asleep at the wheel. That's a good dart, maybe?
We still at least have Sentinels already and propped up here. 2 towards the garden. Prowler clearing out towards Cat, so they could gamble now to just push in from the door, not having to look back towards their backs. They could go for the double swing if they want to.
well, they have money to buy.
Wait.
Leg now spotted as he gets
Wait.
the Trent. Dapper answers
2v3?
back to Jonah P, but it's still a player advantage going out for
Yeah, but there's 2
the
people
guard on
in
the
this
pulse
time.
plant.
There's no way.
Tens with the op, with that ult, looking back towards that
And
B.
Tens has his ult
Lineup
popped.
being
He
thrown
might as
here
well go for
by
kills.
Net. Delaying that clock, turret now up.
Oh, wait.
Oh, maybe not for
Cover
that
him,
one,
Dapper.
though.
Cover him, Dapper.
Punished
Oh,
by
NT,
Tens, and
NT.
Saya player lines up the
Valen,
last
are you
2 kills.
good?
And that is the
bro?
guard making it 1.
I don't know what Valen is doing this whole series so far. Somebody needs to get a wet paper towel and rub it on Valen's forehead. Like, let's wake up here, Valen. Let's come on now. What is? I don't know what Valen. 2 maps now. Come on. Just get a little wipe.
They've stopped smoking as much towards A main. I think we've noticed maybe guard or active.
Yeah, Rocket's saving build timeouts for attack.
Been able to get into those.
That's fair. I mean, attack could get real dire, real grim
And you see the pings again
with
of which way they may want to go.
no
what
duelists
they might
again.
be facing
We'll
if
see.
They do want to get to the site. Early defensive 0 point smokes stars on this A spot just to hold down the alt orb.
Okay.
Oh,
He did his job. Net was trying to look for that push, fights back
Yeah.
for that one, but that forces a
Wait.
Nightfall on the attack. Nice paranoia from Valen, but
goodness.
it's still a 1-for-1 on both extremities of that map. But now you hear that null command
3v3?
from the defense, and that is going to be Zelsis just trying to slow things down for a bit.
they might not expect Dapper to be here this early. They know Zelsa is a main.
The battle coming in towards Hell. You hear the footsteps from Dapper.
Yeah, they know Dapper's here
Dapper
though.
gets picked off by Trent. Zelsa's looking for the overhand flash with a double swing after,
That's
but there
Shazam.
goes Trent pushing forward, and that's a great kill coming out. And a
To
great
consider this
pull
map,
from the
this game
guard.
was 4-0
And just
at
like
one
that,
point and ended
we
6-6.
have a
It's
repetition
pretty
of
big.
Breeze where we have another game in
Yeah,
our
the guard's
hands.
done a great
Let's
job.
take a
both
break
maps.
Yeah.
and see the continuation after that.
Especially with Sentinel's attack comp. Sentinel's comp does not look very good right now. In my opinion, at least, of course. Valen TP'd,
No, yeah,
so the
you're
2
right.
main get both for the trade or the 2v1. I still think it's kind of troll. Phantom is only viable in Trent's hands. I actually think the Phantom is pretty good. Especially, mute this music. I think online, the Vandal does feel better. And that's just because you can one-tap with it. But on LAN, and this is not a LAN, but the lower ping you have, especially when you're on LAN, the Phantom feels like a laser beam. You can 2-tap so fast. It feels like there's negative recoil a lot of the time.
Yeah, what do you think about like on land DRX going all Phantom even on Breeze and playing Phantom only the entire tournament and seemingly doing pretty well?
I thought it was a little troll. I thought, you know, the people that are like literal, we'll call them one-trick Phantoms, where they buy Phantom no matter the round, no matter the map, no matter the place. I think that's a little troll. I think there's some logic to be had between, depending on what map it is and like what agent you're playing and like the spot you're playing. Sometimes Phantom is better, and sometimes the Vandal is better though too. If that makes any sense.
But you would say the LAN gives the Phantom.
The LAN makes the Phantom feel better than it does online for sure. It just runs into a problem where like, if you're taking a lot of long range fights, if you assume that everybody else has equivalent aim, right? 90% of the time, if you both shoot at the same time, the Vandal will kill and the Phantom won't, because the Phantom will take 2 headshots, or a headshot in a body. The Vandal takes 1 headshot. So it kind of depends. It kind of depends. That's not like a fair assumption to have, that your aim will always be the same. But I will say a lot of maps like Breeze, I can see if you're playing like defense with Phantoms, because then if you're spamming through like a Viper wall, it's not terrible. You're not going to get spammed back and you have more bullets to use. But I think it depends, and maybe I'm putting too much thought into it, but yeah, I don't know. Anyway, we're going live.
Would you say with the guards comp there is a slight advantage over Chamber by having Killjoy?
Nope.
No, not even. Well, look at Saya.
We're doing strats. We're doing the Vision Striker strat in 2022.
Quick start. Holy moly.
Okay, I respect that play from Saya.
Quick
I mean,
back up by
didn't
the guard.
work at all.
Say, okay, we need to regroup.
But I respect it.
Yeah.
Enjoying what they
I actually think it's unlucky it didn't work, because Zelsus was alone there too.
We saw this on Breeze. They keep back. They're slow. And Saya player to have as your first one is so big. Set up a 2. He's got a 3-1 right now.
Like, look at what. If Killjoy has to play like this every round, where she puts her full utility for A site, has to play like all the way off towards spawn. Honestly, it could work, because Sentinels doesn't have a duelist to get out. They don't have a way to capitalize off the Killjoy stuff going down.
So far, Zelsus is almost in the B.
Now the alarm bot's gonna go off. You're gonna get double mollied. Now what? 30 seconds left. They're still not even out in sight. Oh, now they're making it out.
But it's a double
Net
push up
has
on
to get at
catwalk,
least
so Net
one.
has a lot to
We even
his hands
realize
right now,
Cat.
hiding inside that nebula. And as it dissipates,
Oh.
Elise gets the
Realize
first
Cat.
kill until he's traded off by Zelsus for another
getting
kill
one.
coming in for Sentinels. In the backup, Jenny. Trent fights back with that frenzy. Long range somehow onto Tent. And this is looking
Uncharacteristic
again, one of those
misses
clean
there.
retakes on
How
pistols
does
for the
Trent
guard,
kill
as
him with a
now
frenzy?
They take the lead in this
From
game.
I don't know.
Into
From Jen into A main, when the A main guy has a deagle, I have no idea.
Says it's ours, so from both maps, 1 pistol each.
I'm surprised
teams
10's like
seem to trade
wide
pretty
swung that
evenly when
too.
it comes to that. Now we'll get Marshall's on the next round.
and he was fighting a
He's gonna keep
frenzy.
it long
He's like,
range
yeah, I
and
got
safe
this.
here.
I'm not losing
Nice
this.
clean up with the frenzy.
I mean, that is ridiculous.
And they
Wow.
actually had a good lean on this, right? They had a bit of a play towards B.
Frenzy only
They
viable in
knew
Trent's
what
hands,
was
just like the
happening. It was
Phantom. Yeah.
basically a fake. They didn't bite on
Sure.
Zelsus showing
Sure.
footsteps or walking towards B, so the guard had really good comms on that to make sure.
Has
they
it been the Trent
leaned
show
free towards
on
A
the
to start
guard
this
side of
one
things
off.
for
It's a
sure?
Switch where Net's playing here for round 2.
If you're Sentinels,
He's
do you
with
force
all of
here?
his utility.
Would you rather have seen them force?
It's going to be one of those rounds where it
In-
They got bombed down. They got some kills.
If I'm watching FPX, I would say yes.
A bunch of Spectres in close
I feel like
battles being
the
fought.
hard save here is the FPX would go for like the half by 2 rounds in a row, so you at least have a chance to win 2. If you buy like if you like raid boss your 10s, like have somebody drop him and let him get big armor. I actually don't think it's that bad.
I feel like with the economy in the game, if you get bombed down on attack first round, you buy.
Yeah. That's what Steel always wanted us
He's
to do.
hungry.
Yeah, I
He's not
think that's
jet playing
definitely the
anymore.
right
He's gotta
play.
wait for people to come to him usually. He gets
Just
antsy
seems
in these
like if
situations.
if you save here and defense is able
0
to get
point over towards
like
kitchen, or kitchen,
they only get one death
market, rather.
and they're able to build up so
They
much
get
money.
themselves to
Even if they lose the
safety.
force, they're gonna have ops.
A lot in the
on
back
that
of the
round.
site here. This is up to Trent. And that's just on the other side. And it looks like Sentinels want it, but so slow.
Oh,
down
we
this
got
lane
caught
side.
with
Saya player's
his
gonna start off
util
on
out.
10 like that.
Wait.
the guard crossfire towards that back of the
Dude,
B side.
and
There
Trent
we go.
lives? Oh
At
my
that point,
god.
they were
Yeah,
hoping
that's-
that Tens could actually get a pick towards
And
the
now
site.
the
He's
issue
gonna
is
have
they
really
only
good-
lose one
really
gun.
late rotation back towards the A site. After that,
I
TP
mean,
trying to work
even
up
if they
towards
lose
three,
the bonus
and as,
here,
of course, as you
for
said, Rick, when
sure
he lost that
they'll
fight,
have
it was
off
just,
next
okay, let's
round.
full commit towards the B side to get a plant down. So
Where
great
if
way
you
for the
buy,
guard to
you
actually
know, on second
go
round, you
into a
force
bonus
up,
round,
you
but
have
they
a
still have some
pretty
really
good chance of winning.
SMGs.
Yeah. I mean, Trent's doing a yay impression right now. 23 kills, next guy has 9.
If he wants to go with a martial or not in this mid hold.
The fade stepping up.
Both fades. Dapper started off
Marshall's
super hot
actually had
early
quite a
too.
few shots on Breeze on it, so he's feeling comfortable. Keep the money down, maybe get an operator as soon as possible. We saw double operator being a defense on
I
Breeze.
actually think it's
Double,
weird seeing.
but may see him trying to.
I don't.
play this
I actually
out.
don't like Sentinels comp now. I didn't even realize that Shazam's playing Sova until now.
Rotator lean coming in from Joe.
I don't like-
It looks like they'll keep him.
I would much rather
He's
have
the
like
thing
a
that's
Sky.
on right
I
now.
know, but I'd rather much
And
have like a
Sentinels
Sky.
continue now to keep this composition.
If you're gonna run
threat
triple
much
initiative
different
Sova.
I haven't seen the
We
triple
saw them
initiator
play on
with
Breeze.
Sky. It's a, like I
That's
feel like I
not one of
keep
the
seeing
initiators
KO
on
fade
board. It's
Sova.
gonna be Shazam and
Sky lead.
Saya player
If you
is
play
ending
double
phase
initiator, then
two.
Sky comes
Just
back.
to give
I think
an
you
idea
need a
for
jet if
Trent
you're
to
gonna play a
frag.
comp like this.
That
Wait.
was so close because you saw that dark cover come out too to try to save
Yeah.
Trent so he could fall back into the B main. But at least we're still trying to delay with the smokes being thrown out on the defense, so they only lose one player in the process. Updraft coming out from Slayer.
I just don't think
trying to
Sova
get a
gets you
partial
anything on
kill,
this
but
map.
That doesn't get any kills yet. Both
Sky
make
doesn't
that
really
all
either,
of
to be
Sentinels
fair. You just
rotating
get
back in.
heals.
Looking to rotate towards the A site where once again,
I think there's a
we're
better
seeing
argument
why
for
this
Sova on
Killjoy is
Breeze
still
in
very
here.
useful for this
100%.
I think you are right. If you're gonna play
It is
triple
safe.
initiator here,
It's a
why not
full
just play
lockdown
Sky?
for that.
Use that utility, still some insight. They have to get by being detected. This gives the rotation time. That's the important
Sentinels
part.
need this round or
No fight.
they're going to be in trouble. And they're trying to execute into Killjoy's bomb site with 20 seconds and there's still a Killjoy volley.
And delay as they're moving into the site with 14 seconds left on the clock. The plant only starts now, so this gives the opportunity for that retake.
Still
to
not
happen.
much for guard.
Potentially a double
I would
flank,
like to
but
see
Val
guard play
decides
exits here.
otherwise, moving with the
Like
rest
your
of the
likelihood
team
of
on top
winning
of heaven, and the
very,
link up
very
from
low.
net back
But you could do
towards
so
the
much
cover
economic
mid,
damage.
and they're
Play
gonna try to
exits.
retake and re-hit together. Nice
Yes.
little 0 point coming out at least from
They need to
Jordan
get
that's gonna bring
kills.
a
They need
couple
to not
points
just
down
run in
towards
an
L.
int. They need to
That's
actually
the
get
front.
kills.
The paranoia misses though, and that's gonna be a great position at least for the Sentinels at hell to get all of these
I
kills.
mean,
But Juna P answers back for 3 kills.
they did a
backstab
good
from
job.
Sus is
I
after
mean,
all, finally,
Sentinel's going to be down bad on money right now.
Stops that bleeding on that retake
3
from
kills,
the
pretty
guard,
good.
but that is
Fire
3
player's gonna
kills
have
on
op.
a bonus round for the guard.
Sentinels
Dapper's
doing a
trying to
good job
figure out
staying
what to
alive.
buy
They did
here.
Get a little messy towards the end.
Phantom low
Guard
armor.
doing themselves a good job of getting that money they need. There's the operator we were talking about now in the hands of
Ten's gonna
Saya
buy
player. That's what the
Great
Marshall
idea,
buy was
right.
for. You see
What-
that
what
utility
does Ten's have?
towards
Does he have
back
money
outside.
to
Zero
buy?
kills had already been
Okay.
used at this point.
No,
so
I
there's
don't
a bit of
I don't know
an
if he has
idea
full
of
armor,
what
though.
space was being played, which is
Yeah.
why I think it made it so easy for Sentinels to be able to get in.
All right.
Find the shots they needed without second guessing.
At least he has armor.
Aiming at
That's
them.
good. Big armor.
Peek here? No. A quick smoke onto Cat. So they deny any peeks there and maybe get a bit of mid control after, and that's going to be Shazam at the top of mid, making sure they have a call on what's happening. KJ
Nets on
Utility
B
switch
now.
back over to B here for
Right.
the guard
Just
fans.
Valen
They
on
continue
A.
to keep Sentinels guessing, and I think Sentinels are doing
Certainly,
a pretty
when
good
I would
job
play,
at
when we would
getting
play
close enough,
Killjoy,
figuring out if they might
the
be
tell
dealing
was
with
always
net utility.
you have to clear
and
mid
then
every
figuring
round.
out
You
what
have to go
will be
kill
the
Killjoy
choice.
stuff. And if Killjoy's
Yeah.
alarm bot is not mid,
If you hear
Mhm.
a
that
flash
usually
towards
means
the A
Killjoy's
site,
playing
you know
A.
that there's a dark
So,
cover for a one-way on the A site that
based on that logic, they can
strong
use they can
chances
do
that
what
you
they
can
what they
blow
want.
the rotations
But
and
I'm
positioning
surprised they're
here
not trying to
at
take mid
Killjoy.
control and like
And now
find
going
the
back into a
Killjoy stuff
one-way towards A
at
main,
least.
Valen's watching it from heaven.
I mean,
And a nice
Tens hasn't even walked
piece of
anywhere near B,
information
so
on
they don't
that.
even know
This
that
is
that
information
Killjoy
for
is
the
playing
guard
B
where
this round.
potentially they could focus a lot of
Are they going to
resources
realize that
into
there's no
the
Killjoy
A.
A?
That's
I don't even
actually
think so.
looking at
Sen
Jordan
has
and
to
Valen
play
into
these
that
rounds
main
so
site.
fucking slow.
Well, they have to. They don't have an option. Shroud's walking through a one-way.
Coming in from
That's a
Ben.
good flash.
Wait,
Shroud actually
in?
made it in
That's
somehow.
the rest of the team has to follow.
Shroud just ran into the site with the bomb alone. I was gonna say they're not gonna realize Shroud's there.
And you mentioned it,
No.
Shroud made it through, so he's able to answer back onto Sire
Shroud,
player.
you gotta
But
kill the
it's
dart.
four
Shroud,
versus
no,
two.
you gotta.
As he gets
Shroud, you gotta kill the
nailed
dart.
by a haunt,
Nice try,
and
nice
that's a
try.
Beautiful wall bang by Trent. That's some great stuff that we'd like to see. Tens by himself, first headshot, connects onto net. And we're looking for that double swing, but there's basically no time. This is a round coming in for the guard, and somehow,
Honestly, good kills.
But
He's getting teabagged. You don't teabag 10s. Dapper,
Like,
that's
the
fair.
miscom
Shazam,
just on
that's
the
fair.
entry, right?
You can't
As soon
do
as
it to
they went
10s though.
hit, Sentinels was actually hit with a bit of utility they weren't expecting.
Good kills.
Just
was
saying.
able to make
Because
it,
they lost so
everybody
many
else
guns on the
wasn't.
previous
It's kind of
round,
like
I
a
don't
jet
think
going
they're gonna
forward
buy
and the
here.
team
Maybe
can't
they
close
have
deal.
buy,
After that,
but
your smokers
honestly,
in
like,
sight
they
who
pretty
really
much
wants to
have to
provide
say it.
cover for the rest
Yeah,
of the
it's
team
like
doesn't
pistols.
have
They full buy
angles
next.
covered. So Guard taking big advantage
Let
of that.
tens
Nicely
off,
done
try
to
to
keep themselves in
see what
position
he can
there and
do.
not do too much rotating. They again switch the Killjoy play.
Mark my
Keep
words,
Sentinels
chat. You do
guessing.
not.
Sheriff play,
You do
Sentinels
not
keep
BM
maybe
our boy
fast towards
Tens.
B. It looks
That
like
is a
it's
bad idea.
person long
You do
range.
not get this man
A 3-2
angry.
defense played here by the Guard. Looks like Valen just continues to set up one ways at least towards A. They keep doing that precedent, even if there were a Sentinels player there or not.
I want to see Tens use the chamber pistol more, because I feel like I haven't seen him use it like at all.
I think. Not too sure.
The Erez.
And I don't know why he's buying
The one
Guardian.
time he did, he got shot in the head from a frenzy.
Yeah, but
Had
still,
crap across the map.
I don't. Well, why is he buying? Why is he buying a Guardian? It makes no sense to me. Actually, at all. If you assume that Ye... Oh, wait. Aimbot? Wallhack?
Back?
Wallhack? Oh, this guy is... Oh, he's so lucky.
As much value onto this agent as he would on a Sova.
Great damage on a Dapper there. See a little
Personally, I
crossfire
think it's
between
habit
the
from 10.
operator and
He's
that.
so used to buying
Real hard
Guardian?
to be able to get past
the
that
Guardian.
defense.
Sorry.
With playing Jet that like
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the best Guardians, the best chambers in the world, if you look at Ye, have you ever seen Ye buy a Guardian? The answer, I don't think he's ever bought a Guardian in a pro match as chamber, ever. Not even a single time. Maybe he just likes Guardian better than the chamber pistol, but...
Shroudy first again.
Dude, poor Shroud. The whole team is just baiting him. Wait.
And that's not going to help too much. Once again, another one of those situations where Tens is going to be by himself with no time left on the clock. And
I mean, you are right. Like, the whole point of Chamber is to get the economy going. You have options to be able to drop extra rifles in rounds that you wouldn't otherwise be able to.
Exactly.
You
have an $800 Guardian that sometimes costs $0 if you didn't use any bullets for it. To blow $22.50 on buying a Guardian,
right?
That defeats the purpose of running chamber.
KO shut down Killjoy now. It's like, how much is Killjoy really altering?
It's true.
Unless they're popping off.
I really
then-
think Tens is just so good at it, and he probably just is
yeah, but then
divided all
on the rounds where you buy you
Guard
alt,
happy, Pump
you don't have money
goes
because you're
around
buying
10 to 7
Guardians
years. They look to bring
instead of
us
using
to
your pistol. You know,
Icebox, our final map
that's
on this
like
best
exactly what you said.
ways to start off
When
the
chamber
LCQ.
alts, almost every time they drop
We'll see
a
how this
rifle.
one goes.
Like when
Sentinels
Ye
called
alts,
timeout. They've
he's got money to
been
drop,
able to
or
break
he'll have an
kind
op
of
again
the
after
surface
that. And
defense of what
Tens isn't
Guard
really
is setting
opping
up.
that much outside
They,
of his
again,
ult.
haven't been working too much
And I don't
mid,
know if that's
just
because he
like
doesn't want
Breeze,
to,
working left,
or if that's
working right on
because
the extremities,
he's doing a
but
bad
again,
job managing
this
his
time they
economy.
have a bit of a flank. They're usually working.
I
two players
almost feel
off,
like it's
whether
the latter.
Dapper
We didn't
and
see him op a ton
Intelsos
on
or
Breeze
Dapper 10,
either.
something like that.
Yeah,
And it seems like they're
I think he just
trying to
prefers
get
rifling, I
more
guess.
info out of Guard, but
that's
they're
not-
allowing that game to
can't
happen
win at the
anymore.
highest
They
level
were read
without
so
an op.
quickly, and it seemed like downloaded early on Breeze
just can't.
before they adapted to that.
I mean, you can
central
try.
strategy.
It's probably not going to
Here,
work
they're
that well.
being very close to the chest with how they're defending, where they're defending, and Sentinels aren't having as easy as a time getting into.
I don't think this is like telling on Shroud, chat. He's literally running. He's entrying because there's no entry. They have no duelist.
There's no duelist.
Somebody's got to run in there. After Shroud throws his utility, it actually does make sense for him to entry. Once he throws all of his stars, he's basically just a CS player at that point. Wait, do they know he's here? Oh, they must.
He is fucking crazy. What is he?
It's still that KO smoke combo that works out quite well. And finally, as we get a first blood now in favor of Sentinels, that's a player falling on mid for the Garden. It opens up a lot of that map opportunity to control for Sentinels as they're leading towards this B site.
Great little adaptation there by Sentinels. They were able to identify that it was Saya player that was out and in the open alone, but now this B has come in.
Gotta
so
wait.
forget
They
about
have to
that.
wait.
The Nightfall also to ping out Valen inside
have
that
time.
site.
Wait, Valen can kill more here.
You don't need to be death if you see them right in front of you.
Valen's
Three
back.
kills for Valen right now.
Man.
A 2 versus 2.
Valen's
Valen
back.
looking for the fourth. Connects
We
onto
forget
that one.
everything Valen
Shroud
has done this.
on a 2 versus 1.
Valen's back now.
That makes up for all of Breeze.
Yep,
Nothing at
he's
all
back.
As Net seals the ace, but you want that
He
round
has
to go.
returned.
Yeah, net that last kill Really well played in the beginning by Sentinels.
Maybe they wiped his forehead.
Wins the round,
They woke him up.
Identifying Saya player was kind of out and scattered.
The issue
so
is
a lot of crossfires
with
set up
Rockets
in
not
mid.
using those timeouts.
Help him, and that was a
He
first
still
kill
has a
for
timeout
Sentinels.
left, but the game
Saving
is basically
grace.
over.
Valen
They have to
inside.
like half by
Holy
here or
crap,
force
4K
up
coming
completely.
real
Do you
quick,
really
able
think?
to completely shut down the
I don't
free
know
conversion that
their
Sentinels was
dynamic,
looking for,
but
and
do you
that's
really think
exactly
Raucus
the round
is
that
like an
Guard wants
legit
to put
coach?
up, having this type of lead on Sentinels. Puts him back down in the econ. Stinger by on Sheriff High. Sentinels are going to have a hard time finding.
I'm sensing.
I like when ex-pro players become the coach because I think they have greater insight than non-pros do when coaching. However, in these type of situations of when to know to take timeouts and when not to take timeouts, then I do not think that he has the instinct needed. No. I think this becomes one of the issues where he's not taking timeouts when they probably should.
Now as they're forcing from the lockdown players to push towards the spawn, it's greeted by a shorty, it's greeted by Molly,
Shazam.
and now the Guard are 1 kill away of looking to lock down Ascent to force us to a third map, but it's the off shot that gets the miss.
All right.
Still Trent comes in with the Odin.
To me it's like
might see this third map.
to me it's like Raucus wanted to play as a player, right? And this, I don't think Raucus was ever an in-game leader. He's from Overwatch, yeah?
No. Yes.
So, it's a question was...
He replaced me, by the way.
Yeah, well, that's a good replacement.
He took my spot.
Yeah, yeah, well, you deserve that. So, the question is does he want to be a coach, or is he just kind of like biding his time to be a player again? I don't know. I imagine he probably, at this point, you probably realize you're on a good team as a coach. But I don't know.
That being shown
What's going on
right
here?
Now. Looks like we're going to get a quick pause on this.
Tech pause?
I'm okay for that pause. We need a breather. We need a breather to also explain or try to show and demonstrate. As finally on the scoreboard, Steven, Trent's at 25 and 11.
It was going to be on phase, Hiko.
On this map so far, and I know
Up some and he was like, nope.
On the first map as well, being at 28
in
that double overtime. So I just want to tie this on to that 4K that Valen had.
I remember when you were a Mercy one trick.
No.
You were a pocket Mercy.
Now that I'm here,
yes.
Not true.
You were a pocket Mercy.
I will get you for defamation. This is not true.
It's the good old Guard that we
Unfair
had from stage 1
allegation.
that we didn't see too much.
I just remember you
begging
me.
You
begged me. No, you begged me to play Pharah so you could just fly around.
You can't even shoot rockets. You don't know
No,
how
I
to aim
can't.
projectiles.
No, I don't. You're right, and that's why I said no.
You can only play hit scans while you play Counter-Strike and Valorant.
Exactly. It's kind of.
I got a mean Ash.
Break this vibe feeling. You see.
Actually, I got a mean Ash.
Another hit scan.
Yeah.
I would never have you play
They're down
Valorant
in
against me.
members.
I know
You're
you don't know how to predict things ahead of time.
I mean, I could have predicted you weren't going to blast on a pro team and Zombs would have replaced you, but I mean, got you there.
Compositions, they still had a few that they played.
Raucus, I mean, not Zombs.
Would easily be downloaded by other teams. While those compositions might work,
Just saying.
You can't really make them work if a team knows exactly how you're going to use it.
Wait, we took a tech into a timeout?
After this,
Weird.
using their time efficiently to make sure they can solidify.
Like, I love this
round.
timeout from
Probably
the Guard.
holding a few alts unless they know they'll necessarily.
Like, I feel like this is like an ice timeout for Sentinels. They're already back up against the wall.
Looking to close it out here.
They're in a pressure situation.
Dude, there was a CS team. I think like Mouse or something took a pause in the last round while they were owning as like a BM pause.
I fucking love that.
Dude, they got a lot of hate for that though. Like the community turned on them very fast.
No, I love that type of stuff. Like in the NFL and football, it's called I seen the kicker, where you take a timeout with 1 second left right before the kick starts. I love that type of gamesmanship.
Oh, what a TP! Oh, the double wait.
That forces out the null command from Jonah B, who does get a nice
do they know he's here?
Towards three. A swing out from Wine that doesn't amass for a kill, so we're trying to fight back. We're clawing back here for Sentinels. They're at a player disadvantage, but all split up across
Oh, that's a big
ult.
ult.
Here comes the Hunter's Fury on the attack.
Oh, Shazam!
But it's not even needed. Shazam gets a double kill.
3v2.
A player advantage going back into the Sentinels, but Dapper lurks in to make it a 3 versus 1.
Now I'll bet you the Guards wishing they didn't waste their time out here.
Just trying to see if it can catch one off guard as the plant only comes in now.
Planted. This is tough. Yeah.
I mean, he has that flank being watched. You don't really have to peek that much. And just because of
Save
the
it?
5
Save.
simple
Yeah, for
seconds
sure.
that went down off that spike. You now see Saya player opting to save his weapon.
I was going to be pretty amazed if he actually tried to go for that. He was walking forward with confidence. Only W keys to be pressed, but he did find the S key. Turns himself around.
How many
And he
ults
heads
does the
back
guard
towards
have
B.
now? They
Saving
just used
the
Killjoy
operator.
a little bit
Big
ago.
Storm is there as well.
Maybe they have it
So if
back
he gets
pretty
himself into
soon.
a tight situation, he can make this work.
We'll
I
see.
don't know. They're not going to go
Yeah,
hunting.
not sure on the money either.
So
I think they
Sentinels
can
pick
pull
up a
by.
pretty clean round. You can see most of the action there coming through tree. It has been how Sentinels have wanted to fight these situations.
Saya could definitely drop
They
one.
either
So
get
42
smoked
or
a full fight with
43.
somebody in tree. The one-way smokes have not been something they want to deal with at the A main area unless it's just kind of for the post-plant retake. But again, here you see the push through right up the gut with Hunter's Fury, and it makes it so hard to defend.
They
this
double went the
position.
same way.
And Shazam knows that, especially this late in the round with how Sentinels, again, try to read the rotations. The timing was there.
42.
Yeah.
I have another full buy.
Off his teammates
They have fade ult.
to break the timing off the rotation back from Trent with that Odin. So this is
How do you call for
very
attack
nice
when not on
scaling from
land?
Sentinels
You just
going
press
into
escape and you hit
understanding where the position
attack
was for the
pause?
guard in that mid-round.
Or you just say
This
we
round,
need
though,
attack.
We had that timeout previously from the guard. We couldn't close it out, but thankfully we still have a lot of utility and economy, rather.
No.
And a Nightfall still available. Saya player
Oh
trying
my
to
god,
go
he
for the
actually gets
smoke.
away with that
Dashes
too.
away,
Saya,
couldn't get the kill and pulls out the Blade Storm.
An
But
absolute
Control,
madman.
Control, and
Madman.
Trent plays the off angle. First kill onto Zelsis. Updraft coming out intense, swings out with the Vandal
Bull.
run and gun to make it a 4
questionable.
Yeah, that's
They're
a
just
lull.
denying the angle those two wanted to use to actually have a crossfire. Tens.
I think Shazam saw the
rotating
utility
perfectly to
there.
get his frag.
Did he shock
on
it?
the 4v4. It looks like they will start to pressure a bit towards that
No?
left side. And this
Just
is
leave
one
it
of
up?
the only times we've seen Sentinels try to work towards mid. Taking down Trent's going to be a huge one because he has been so pivotal.
B is the right
Shut
call
down these site takes.
because
But they're running into
The
knives
idea
and the
Shroud
op though,
prepares the
so
stars.
Saya can get.
That's no Nightfall for the retake too. Sierra
He
hoping
wants
that
to try to get
those
two
daggers
here
are gonna
because
refresh from
he's-
Saya
Yeah.
automatically.
with him landing as many shots of the Blade Storm as he
It's such a
Omen
good
flash.
position for an
Oh,
op,
too
though.
early,
The
too
Paranor's
bad of a
already
flash,
wasted
like
by
wrong
that.
angle.
First op shot connects, but
All right,
it
good
gets
trade.
Traded
There's
out
one.
instantly
Yeah,
by
solid.
Shroud.
30
And that's a
seconds
plant
left.
coming down now for Sentinels, and we're still far away for the rotate for the guard.
Spike planted.
Going to be a pretty far rotate from Jonah P. Looks like they'll hold on the exits here. At least for now.
All right.
Jonah P's movement super slow towards towers. That's the only way I would think that. But no, they're going to be entering
Jonah's
the site.
taking
Valen
such a
leads
long
these frags.
time to
Jonah's
clear
going to have to
mid
move a
and
little bit
be mid.
faster if they really want to use all the utility correctly.
You're happy that Tens is still alive because that
Yeah.
forced Jonah P to break that trademark.
All good. 12-9.
Give his position away. It's a 2 versus 1. Both
Save it
players
for the
from Sentinels
Vandal?
holding in the back of the site.
Not a
surge of
bad
weapons
call.
and also
Yeah,
a
the guard is
surge
enough to buy up again
in
next round
terms of
too.
decisions,
So
not
they can
trying to
full
go
buy.
for that
I
2
think
versus
the
1,
guard will
and we're
use their
saving
second
our
time
gun
out now.
into the
They
next.
should.
We're gonna try to fight
Yeah,
again.
this is definitely second time
As I
out.
talk about ultimates that are still available, let's keep
We'll
an
see.
eye out on that Nightfall from Trent.
I mean, if they don't, then
See if
they're
he can
saving
use
it for when it's
Nice
12-11.
job by Sentinels there.
So it's either
encroaching,
use it
getting
now or
onto
use
the
it at
site
12-11.
and making
I bet you they
sure
wish they had their second one. They get one right now, and
they're
they
doing
get
it
one
without
for the
really
last round of the
having to
game.
take fights, right? And if they do, there's multiple
You're
members
Just
that can
saying.
answer onto
You're right.
that fight. We saw as
They
soon as
are
Saya Tech
not
player took
taking
a
their
shot,
pause here, so they
he
play.
was shot. That's why he was
They
tagged and couldn't get out of that
go till
situation,
12-11.
right? He'd already dashed
Yeah.
backwards from what we saw in mid, so it actually is incredible that they
Ult
were able to find him
economy,
again in one of the
Zelsis
first
has his ult.
engages to be able to
This
take
is the
down
run where Sentinels needs to get Orb on
Sentinels doing a
Shroud,
really good job of
and they
filling
need to
up
blow
that.
their ults
They're
this
gonna
round.
probably meet a little bit
Push
of
it to
defense here coming
12-10
out of
because they
the
should
main.
know that
Guard
the guard's economy is going to be bad if they win
their
this.
own extremities
Secure this round,
in different
get the
one-way
12-11, and
towards
play for the
A.
last round.
It's like the Prowler just gets shot out here, and Trent is aware that it's going to be
Here comes,
the other side.
nice.
Roll command.
The fake mid to B with one guy as they go A.
Loading right now as they're moving back up towards tree. Haunt now
Did
spotted.
they get the site for
net
free?
Towards that mid on that
Oh,
garden.
a whiffy.
Zelsis, as he runs away, still gets a kill onto Jonah P. This is a great start now for Sentinels to get back into the A site.
Wait, they just get the site for
Since they
free?
tried to cross over before, they're
Zelsis
almost
needs to.
stopped by this garden.
That smoke's about to go down.
At least we're able to get into the site this time for Sentinels, and it might be another one of those situations where we might have to save
Oh, the
here.
timing.
Saya player breaking
Saya
the
can still kill Zelsis. Maybe they go
trademark
for it.
out towards B main, but look
You
at that.
want
I
to
think
They're
they gotta save.
saving?
Yeah, I think that. I mean, what are you gonna
Fence
do?
Yeah, they're saving.
As an op, he's on the other side of the
I
map.
Wait,
honestly
yeah, they're
start
saving.
to get flashbacks of how
Now uses ult
Sentinels
too. Like that's just not.
were able to
You may as well
basically
go
start
for
to
2
control the
rounds.
game when
Yep,
Even if they
100%.
lose
This
on
is
12-10, then they
this
can
is
resign.
how they
this is a
started to
really
change
good
their
save.
play style.
This is a good
It's
save.
like, why didn't they bring this out before? And again,
Y'all saying question mark, huh, lol, this is a good save. Why even go? Why go for this? You lose this round, you're 100% saving next round. Sentinels use all their ults. You need one round. Let them have it. They have full site control. You have no way of retaking.
Yeah, we saw what happened to Sentinels on Breeze. If they save this round, then Guard has 2 chances to close not just one.
5v4 goes stale.
So the question is, do you pause here or do you pause next round? I think you pause here.
I also think
they're right there to tip this one over and get us into icebox.
Nope. They're going for the 12-11.
This is getting very.
Wait, they already used 2 pauses.
Oh, no.
They paused first half and they troll paused. That's right. They paused at 4-0, remember? When they were down 0-4? So they actually don't have any pauses left. That's true. I just remembered. So the troll pause might come back and bite him in the booty.
When they pulled up the screen for the troll pause, it said that there were both timeouts left, but
I don't know.
right.
How does he not get that kill? How do they clear backside here? Guys, we have to clear backside. Guys, go together. Guys. Oh, we getting owned. Guys, we have to clear back. Guys,
not like this.
Guys, we have to push backside, guys.
And we are going to a third map.
I'm so ready
After
for this
all
third
of
map.
that,
I feel like
that is
Icebox
how
is the
they
one
lose.
that kind of could really sort out how these teams have played.